Hey, it's me. Let's talk about something most of us would rather avoid: the ways we participate in negative creation. If you weren't at all involved with negative creation, you wouldn't be human. You wouldn't be here on this earth plane where we're all growing through a specific level of consciousness. As humans, we're free, at least to a degree. And that means we can create in beautiful, life affirming ways, and that we can also create negatively. And we do it more often than we. Part of being here is learning how to free ourselves from these patterns of negative creation. The creative process, even when distorted, has a kind of pull. It fascinates us, it hooks us, and before we know it, we're caught in a handful of vicious cycles that feel hard to break. And that's where this path comes in. One step at a time, we can learn to loosen our grip on these patterns and reconnect with the truth of our creative power. The first major turning point on this path is realizing fully and honestly that your negativity is deliberate. You may not want to see it. You may even try to convince yourself that your pain is someone else's fault, that life just happens to you. But at some point, you start to see that you're holding on to these patterns. You're choosing them. And strangely, a part of you enjoys it. Now, this isn't about blame. It's about awakening. It's about becoming aware of your part in the life you're experiencing. If you want real change, you have to go beyond theories and ideals. You have to meet yourself right here, right now. So let's walk through the 4 steps of transforming negative creation into positive, life-giving creation. Step 1, as you might guess, is all about recognition. It's noticing your own destructive attitudes, your resistance to good feelings, your hidden intentions to punish, blame, or cheat life. These aren't random. They're choices. They're acts of creation, even if distorted. Begin to observe them gently, but honestly, without pretending they're not there. Step 2 is a little harder. It's admitting that a part of you actually likes the negativity. That part of you takes a strange pleasure in it. I know it's hard to admit, and it's essential, because creation always feels powerful, even when it's misused. If you don't face that secret enjoyment, you won't be able to let it go. Step 3 is seeing the consequences clearly. This is where you map the entire chain of cause and effect. How your negativity hurts others, how your negativity hurts you, how it ripples out even when you think it's just private suffering. You begin to see the pleasure you get from holding on to that pain is never worth the cost. You lose joy, connection, peace, freedom. You give up your own life piece by piece, and no amount of unconscious pleasure can make up for that. When you see this, a shift begins. You realize the pleasure of creating isn't something you have to give up. It just needs to be redirected. And you can feel that same aliveness in positive creation. It's still powerful, still pleasurable. It's just that this time, it actually nourishes you. It frees you. And step 4 is the act of recreating your inner landscape. Through meditation, through prayer, reflection, and truth telling, you begin to impress new thoughts onto your old patterns. You start to name what doesn't work, why it doesn't work, and how you're willing to try a new way. And this is where your deeper self steps forward. You'll begin to see just how many of your roles and emotional injuries are habits, constructs you've repeated for so long that they feel real. They're not. They're masks, pretense. They exist to hide what you don't want to face. And the moment you're willing to take them off, even briefly, you begin to uncover the light that's been underneath all along. So I invite you to ask yourself, what would it feel like to live without pretense? What would it feel like to respond from truth rather than habit? As you sit with these questions, new possibilities start to emerge. Purification, true purification, means going through these 4 steps. It also means asking for help. We weren't meant to do this alone, and no amount of bypassing, no amount of spiritual positivity can take the place of this honest work. It might seem like giving up your negativity is too hard, but what you're actually doing is releasing a burden that's never been yours to carry. The positive version of you isn't something you have to build from scratch. It's already there. Always has been. You've just gotten used to the noise of distortion. Letting go is really just allowing your true self to rise to the surface. Underneath all your resistance, all your control, all your doubt, there's a natural rhythm of joy and love just waiting to flow through you. That's what we mean when we say the divine is within you. It's already present, already alive. Eventually, you'll live from this place more and more. Maybe first in glimpses, then in longer stretches, then as a steady inner climate. Before that can happen, there are 2 layers of negativity we need to understand: initiating and responsive. Most people live in the first phase, initiating negativity. These are the patterns you started in early life to protect yourself. They were once necessary. Now they're outdated. But you still reach for them reflexively, even when there's no threat. You anticipate pain and strike first. The 4 steps that I just shared are here to help you work through this phase of initiating negativity. And then the second phase is reactive. You no longer initiate negativity. You still respond to it when it comes from others. Someone criticizes you or acts unfairly and you flare up. It feels justified. But even in this response, while more subtle, it's still based on illusion. You think you need to protect yourself when the truth is you are already safe. You don't need to withdraw or attack to maintain your wholeness. When you stop reacting, you begin to respond from a place of truth. You stop playing out the old war. You meet life from the clarity of your eternal self. This journey, through awareness, through honesty, through recreation, is how we remember who we are. That's how we return to the joy of simply being and of creating from love instead of fear. Love you. Connect soon.